Welcome back to the channel. My name is Adam Smith, and inside this prototype unboxing, I'm focusing my attention on Hunted Mining Colony 415. This is the solo game of the month for the month of May. It'll be landing on GameFound for May 14th. This one's designed by Gabe Barrett, Best with One Publishing. Very excited to dive into this box and show you everything in its prototype form. Nothing here is final, but it is worth mentioning this is the second edition of Mining Colony 415, so there are tweaks to this one, and if you want to find out the key differences, I'll have them listed in the video description and pinned comment. You're also going to see them in action when we head into a game overview and gameplay video in the very near future. So without further ado, especially for those who have never heard of this one before, we're going to go over the actual description of the game and dive in, take a look at all the components in case they don't show up during gameplay. In the second edition of Hunted Mining Colony 415, you are on your way back to Earth after a year-long mission when a distress beacon wakens you from your hypersleep. The message was mostly static, but it was obvious that something terrible was happening at the mining colony. Once you and your crew landed and started looking around, unidentified life forms started wreaking havoc, and during the chaos, everyone got split up, and you don't know if anyone is alive or dead. Even Sprinkles, the ship's cat, is missing. You just heard over the colony's announcement system that the self-destruct protocol has been activated, so you'll have to race back to landing pad 7 to get aboard your ship and get out of there before everything explodes, and you'll have to do it while being hunted by aliens. This is a fast-paced solo game that constantly presents you with tense choices along the way. All the cards are multi-use, forcing you to make quick decisions about which ones to discard and which ones to activate. You'll have to balance running, fighting, and hiding if you want to get off the planet alive. The second edition features updated systems for events and taking damage, and it has a non-dexterity option for resolving combat and tests. And it also comes, just like all the other Best with One solo game of the months, in a VHS case. As we crack open the prototype version of this game, we have the rulebook on top, we have some tokens to go through, also more token punch boards underneath, and then 3 stacks of cards, and then a larger sized card which is sitting underneath all the rest. Opening up the rulebook, you'll have a full breakdown of all the components found inside the box. You also have the introduction, which I just read moments ago. Now we see the win and loss conditions. To win, we have to work our way through the colony and back to our ship on the landing pad. It sounds simple, but it's going to be a struggle. And if we run out of time or our health is reduced to 0, that is how we lose. We'll also see the setup instructions for the game running 1 through 7. The next couple of pages give you an example of how everything should be set up on the table, and of course you'll see this when we get into the game overview and gameplay video. We now move into the explanations around the major rules of the game in the gameplay section, drawing a card, hiding, the decks, including the hunted deck, as well as illustrations. You'll start to see how the rulebook is formatted and laid out. And if you've played any Hunted game in the series before, you'll know iconography is very important. You can see here all the different iconography around activating cards on the left-hand side, and it gets into specifics as it continues onwards. And the rulebook will also help you understand those icons, where they sit on the cards, and what they mean as you continue on through. You'll see equipment here and key tokens, for example. And as we near the end of the rulebook, you start to get into the end game scoring. You can see there on the right. It's also worth mentioning, even though this is a solo game, there is a 2-player mode inside of this one. You'll find it on the next page. Now, the 2-player mode is not 1 versus 1. It is a cooperative mode where you'll both be going up against the aliens to try and survive together. With the rulebook out of the way, we're now ready to focus on the components left inside the box. We're going to take an up-close look at all of them, starting with the punch boards, and then we'll head into each and every card. The last component inside the box is this oversized or larger alien card. It is double-sided. You'll see if you flip it over to the opposite side, it has a hard and expert side to this large alien. And that's going to wrap up the prototype unboxing for Hunted Mining Colony 415, designed by Gabe Barrett, Best with One. It's landing on GameFound for May 14th as the solo game of the month. Stay tuned to the channel, subscribe as I dive into a gameplay video to show you how this thing flows and operates, and we'll see whether I can survive the aliens as they try to take me out before I get to that landing zone. Thanks again for watching, and as always, keep on rolling solo.